everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Study Guides, your go-to destination for all things related to English. It is Monday after school, so you know that I've got new and valuable advice for you today. And if you didn't know already, I run a website called vcstudyguides.com, which is an amazing community of tutors working together to offer you the best resources possible for VC English, literature, English language, and EAL as well. So if you're not studying VCE, that's okay, you can definitely go ahead and check it out. But today is a little bit different because I have someone very special with me. I've got Amanda here!
Hey guys, it's Amanda, and here I am with Lisa today to tell you all about
effective note-taking, especially all of you are going back to school. So let's get into it!
Yes, let's go!
Old school.
The cons of writing everything on your laptop is that everything will be arranged in a really horizontal fashion. You don't have much freedom to create mind maps. I know some of you guys out there will be absolute whizzes on Word document, but I personally failed miserably at trying to create a pretty mind map for myself. So on paper, you're just that much less inhibited with your pen and your brain and just writing all your great ideas on paper.
And not to say that typing on your laptop is completely useless, but definitely a combination of handwritten and typing will be helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So spice it up a little bit, balance the two out. For example, with chapter summaries and quotes, type that all on your laptop, but for the more nitty-gritty stuff like analysis of your characters, your theme mind maps, do that all on paper. It's much easier.
On the contrary, writing with good pens does not necessarily equate to better note-taking. You can have some really pretty pens and you can have some pretty nice masterpieces after you've used all those pens with all those colors and it looks fantastic, but it doesn't actually mean that you're probably going to be that effective in your note-taking as if you were using a bad pen, for example. What is actually more important is how you actually interact with your text, how you're interacting and taking on that information that's ahead of you. So things like quotes, dialogue, you can't just write them down and expect them to look pretty and then therefore remember them.
Yeah, I would say just go that extra mile. You have highlighted, you have wrote some notes along the page, and that's great already. But you have to go that extra mile and go challenge yourself, challenge the text and ask, why do I hate Daisy Buchanan Great Gatsby? You know, justify your statement of evidence because you need to really interact with your text. The text is meant to challenge and really question you, and so question it back. Don't be passive and just take in the chapter and take everything in on face value. Just have fun with it and really challenge.
That's right. Face value.
Challenge the text because that's what your teachers want you to do. You just don't need to take everything in and be like, oh, I agree. No, you're meant to challenge and question, yes, no, I like it, or I don't. So what is the author trying to convey to you? And, you know, reading your novel or watching Marbury 3 to 4 times will not enrich in your understanding of, you know, whatever the underlying message is. So really interact with the text. Don't be a passive reader. Have fun with it.
Yeah. You can have fun while reading.
Get interactive.
So many people are focused on creating great notes that eventually they forget about the organizational side of things. So there's no point in creating good notes or really pretty notes like we mentioned before when in the end it just becomes another big mess.
Yeah, pretty though, gotta give you that, but we must remember how to best organize it so we can access them in a really timely manner, because 2 nights before your sack, you're a bit nervous, you're slightly stressed, you don't want to having to flip through your notes and getting yourself in even more anxiety. You want to prevent that. One thing that I like to do is to create summary tabs. So you can use a sticky note, you just write down the title, the main characters in it, and the themes of the chapter that you found most prominent in it. Just stick that on your page and then you can continue analysis, but if you just want to remember things quickly, just do that summary tab. It makes it a lot easier, condensing the information.
If you're studying for English, for example, then separating your themes into different colors and highlighting the different colors is a really fantastic idea, and that's a great way to segment the information so it's a lot easier for you to access later on, and also it's easier for you to remember as well.
Yeah. Get organized. So you have already done your amazing notes. You already categorized them with themes and your pretty pens, and it's all color coded, looking gorgeous. But one of my favorite ways to kind of motivate myself to actually reread the notes, because let's face it, studying can get a little bit agonizing, and that's okay. So just write encouragements along the side as you have written your notes. Sometimes you gotta be a #1 fan, you know, be your own hype team and just motivate yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So things I like to write on the column on my page, like, you can do this, Amanda. I know, seems really foolish and infantile, but trust me, it does work.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I think it's so important to congratulate yourself at the end of a day's hard work, and sometimes you're not going to put in as much work as you would have liked, for example, but definitely don't beat yourself over it, because it's only going to make you feel worse. Just acknowledge how much you've done for that day, and what I used to do is I would write down a checklist on a sticky note, and then I would tick them as I went, and whatever I couldn't finish I would just save for the next day, but at least then I could see absolutely everything that I had done that day and all the ticks that were next to it, so you don't forget even the little things that you've done. So whether or not it's, you know, that one challenging question for maths that was done like 5 hours ago, and you can't remember it, like, doing it now, but you know, you recall that once you've written it down and you've ticked it off, it's like, yes,
make yourself feel good.
Yes. Yeah. It's all about feeling good.
Absolutely.
Contrary to popular, contrary. So many people are focused on the organizational side of note-taking that they actually forget about, what is it that they forget about?
They forget about how to actually organize the notes in like a really...
So that is pretty much it for today. Thank you, Amanda, so much for coming.
It's my pleasure.
I had heaps of fun filming this with you.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, girl. Amanda is one of my selected tutors at BC Study Guide, so if you're ever interested in tutoring with us or you come to one of our workshops, it's probably very likely that you're going to see her there. If you like this video, then please give us a thumbs up. We worked really hard for this, and if you'd like to see Amanda come back again, then we'd be really keen for that too. So just let us know if you're keen. Comment below if you've got any questions that you wanted to ask us or anything you want us to cover next. And apart from that, we will see you guys, well, I will see you guys next Monday, and hopefully you'll see Amanda soon.
Have a fabulous week, everyone, and hope to see you guys soon.
Bye guys, see you next Monday.